I have to fix some stuff here because Tuck is a boomer. But
Yes.
welcome everyone. This is the, I don't know what number episode I'm on, 62, 63. Somebody tell me what episode number this is. It's a lot. But anyway, I have Jeff Menig here, who works at The Masquerade, the legendary Masquerade in Atlanta. Also is part of FeaturedX, and also manages Left to Suffer and a few other bands that you all know and love. And then I'm about to get Tuck in here in about
oh boy,
3. Oops, he's right there, but I got to minimize all this shit. Here he is. We got Tuck, who is the bassist from FFAK, and he's also a part of FeaturedX as well. And I believe you guys co-manage bands together, right? Or something like that, right?
Yeah, we just kind of do lots of stuff together,
you guys do
right?
lots of stuff together, which makes total sense, because when I found out about that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. We've all, you guys known each other for how long now? God,
like 16 years, something like that.
Maybe longer than.
We've told this story a lot over the last 6 months, but
yeah.
Oh, like to other people.
It's been a long road.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I mean, I just started.
Dude, it's a while ago.
You guys around the same time because I just started selling. First, I sold tickets really for. Yeah, I sold tickets for both of you guys like around the same time. I think I met you when I first did like a show with Farewell, and what was that other electronica band that he also had a screamo band?
The Secret Handshake.
The Secret Handshake, dude. Lewis.
And, yeah.
Yes.
Also, Dan, I did try to request to come back in on my computer.
Look at that.
If that works.
Yeah. Let's see if it'll work.
But
I could try.
Dun, dun. Yeah.
It's gonna pull both. It's gonna have 2.
There we go.
Tucks in here.
Easy. All right.
Let's try that. I see both of you.
This is great.
Jeff is enjoying this a lot.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, way better.
There you are. Okay.
All right.
And I can make.
We're gonna get it.
Oh yeah. Where are you? Okay, hold on. Yeah. So it was what? Farewell. Who booked that show? Was that Jeff?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that had to be. I wasn't booking that stuff.
No, you definitely were not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
not.
I remember that show. Wait, was that the show where there was like some craziness at Loden, Tuck? Were you there for that?
I can't hear you now, Tuck. I thought I could, but I think we were hearing him through his phone before.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, there we go.
Right.
All right.
Everything is fine now.
Yes.
Okay, so I remember there was something, but there was also like either Hanson or Dallas Green was in the other room. And
Hanson and what?
Oh man, Richard's complaining already in the chat.
One of them.
Really?
I don't remember which it was. Now I'm hearing myself over here. Now I gotta mute.
You gotta mute. You gotta mute the Twitch stream.
Are you able to turn your mic up at all? A little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What is Richard? Yeah, Jeff had way less
professional stuff
for the pod I had him on. What gives?
Dude, I do need a young Jamie. Whoever said that, that's fucking true.
For real.
How cool would that be? Maybe someday.
Stone City Boomer
Boomer vibes.
Boomer vibes. There's Dom.
It's tough, man. It's hard. I think
it is.
I've made jokes about it, but up until like a year ago, I was really just a pothead breakdown playing yoga guy, and then
I love your description of yourself.
Yeah, it's just a meatball, man. I didn't fucking do anything productive. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just focus all day about how fast I could spin tonight, and then the world ended, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna be really poor. I gotta figure something out. And then Jeff had an idea, and it kind of worked.
It kind of worked out, right?
It kind of worked out for me. So
you're still alive. You're getting married soon.
I'm still here.
We're gonna
I'm really excited.
We're gonna crash your after party and all that. We're gonna just bring it, instead of having it where you said you're gonna have it. We're just gonna bring it to the loft at the chance.
Exactly.
You
No,
know?
literally, all
How
we're doing
funny would
is
that be?
we're going down to the waterfront, getting married, walking up,
Nice.
having like a 30-person dinner because we booked it all around like COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
And then after that, dinner's done at 7. We were like, let's go fucking get trashed.
That's it.
Yeah, there's this bar.
And I'm gonna be in New York.
Right?
Jeff's gonna be
Yeah.
in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, the Fit Boys are going to be there. Ryan, Jared, and Bob are going to be
And
there.
you know we're gonna
Chris
have
Aiken's going to be there.
Chris, yes, dude.
Yeah,
I haven't
bro.
seen Chris in so long, dude. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
He's in Jersey City now, so he's
Is he?
actually only like 30 minutes from me.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in Brooklyn now.
Oh, you're in Brooklyn. Nice.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking. That's gonna be, dude. Hell yeah.
We're
And
having
then
some fun.
we'll bring D right out.
yeah,
Oh, he has to. He has no.
Oh, yeah.
choice.
We have to get
Yeah.
Chuck there.
that would be so
That'd
sick.
be
I think
great.
he's just in Wappingers Falls. I think you were right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. It's fucking rad. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, if it's a free for all 7 p.m. on, then
Oh,
let's just
man.
have at it.
let's just
Yeah.
go, baby.
I just want to drink.
I just want
How
to.
many bars are there in Beacon now?
There's
Like,
definitely
I've been here
there's
forever.
definitely
There's
a
a
handful.
couple.
I feel like, right?
Yeah, there's a
Good old
few.
Beacon, New York.
And now I heard last week that Quinn's was actually open.
Mm.
So that's what we were just worried about is, are we going to be drinking outside of Bank Square or some shit? Because there's only, there's nothing open. But now
Mhm.
things are actually opening, so we get to have fun.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
We'll do the damn thing.
Can you smoke weed on Twitch?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Glad I asked.
if it's like a pen, I think it's okay because it can be
Nah.
tobacco.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm smoking.
Smoke your
out of my
tobacco,
bowl.
Tuck.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean,
I could do it.
so yeah, growing up, so we met probably. I don't know. How old are you now, Tuck?
I'm 32. We
So I'm
met
34.
around the year 2007 because when I
Yes.
met you, I was
Was it
in
then?
my pop punk band
Uh huh.
at the time, Impocerus, hippopotamus, rhinoceros. That's
God.
Impocerus. And then I
Wow.
played a couple shows for you guys at that time.
Yeah.
It was really, I played a Receiving End of Sirens as Tall as Lions show. I did that farewell show. Couple
Yeah,
things
those are my,
around.
yeah,
that
those are my
year.
shows for
Those
sure.
are Jeff shows.
And then the T-Look transition happened, and that's when I really got to know everybody and started like
Playing the
man,
heavier
makes sense.
shows.
Yeah,
That's one like that,
Because
yeah.
the first one was the Bring Me. Bury
Was
Your
that
Dead
the
show.
first one you
That
played
was
with
my
them?
first. Yeah, I was just
Wow.
a fill-in at the time, and they had they played a show in my backyard without a bassist.
Wait, who
when I was
did?
in my pop.
Oh
T-Look
my god, I
did.
remember.
Oh, T
this.
Look did. Okay,
Yep,
okay.
And then it was so funny. And then they were like, "Oh, well, do you want to fill in for the show?" And I was like, "I guess. Like, I know what Bury Your Dead is. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, and then
I know
show
about
up, and I had no idea what Bring Me was. And I'm standing on the loft, like on the side of the stage, watching like Nights Like These with DeCaesar.
Dude, and
And-
Ion Dissonance played too. What a bizarre
It was
lineup.
such a wild set or such a wild lineup. And then Ollie's standing next to me and Matt, and like
Mhm.
all these girls and all these people are freaking the fuck out. And I was like, so I think they're here for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think they're definitely here for him.
Yeah, lo and behold, look at it, that much later.
these
He
years
is
later,
the
no-
king.
Yep, some things haven't changed. I have to go grab my coffee. I'll be right back.
Go get your
Cool.
coffee. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
without that show was one of the most important experiences of my life because you go and you see. I think that was the first time I played in a band where we got a really good reaction.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. That T Look
you
set
know-
went off that night.
And they despite our we were our hardest working when Joopy was in the band.
Mhm.
After that, we got real flaky, but the band was always good.
Dude, the
um,
band was always good.
Yeah.
It's very true. And I was gonna, I had them
Thank
written
God
down.
I missed out on the rest of the stuff with you guys.
Oh, geez, Louise. I don't want to. Yeah.
But
What's that?
yeah, that band
What-
taught me
what
so
stuff?
much, man.
What did I miss?
Yeah, right. No, we were just talking T-Look for a second. And,
Yeah.
how,
Oh, what was
that-
scare?
Well, just one, it taught me a ton during that time period because that band people liked it. So that was
Yeah.
the first time I, kind of got a little something back. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, this is interesting. What do we focus on? When we put out that Contention Road song, that really changed things for the band. And then, but yeah, it was like I was saying, we were probably our most productive when Joopy was in the band. The band was always really good, but it just we couldn't focus. That record's good though. It's out on YouTube. If you
Yeah,
wanna
it's on
listen to it,
YouTube.
people.
And I have like, it's crazy. Yeah, that was like even when I was at that stupid label,
Yeah.
they were just hard. But the thing was, they were so hard to, I guess you could say, control.
They're the most difficult people on earth.
It was
And that's
very
funny.
hard to like get them all on the same exact page.
Sorry, guys. They're gonna hear this.
No,
but
that's
they
okay.
are,
I
and I
talk
love
about it on
it.
my podcast, and I know
Yeah.
Mikey listens to it, and it's fine because
Yeah.
we're still friends.
Yeah, I don't
Mikey,
hold
They know
any.
it.
shout out if you're
I don't-
listening.
They know
Love
it.
you.
Yeah, and I don't hold
Um,
any grudges. Yeah, we were all pissed at each other then, but dude, we're talking 10, 11 years ago, Tuck, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what's funny
2010?
is
You know?
I asked Matt why they kicked me out, and they said that I was really difficult. And I was like, do you realize what the rest of you are fucking like? Like, you think I'm difficult? Like, at least I'm not like, one member one night, like, launched boats into the fucking Kingston River, put dents in my car, and fucking, I was like, you guys think I'm a lot to deal with?
What?
But I was a
I can
peacekeeper
guess
in
who
that
that
fucking
was.
band.
They were
But-
just a hard group to like control, like literally control and get on the
I
same
think that
page.
record would have done well though,
I
because
think it
also
would have.
that record label also did really have a good lineup. It had a good core.
Yep.
Group
Yeah,
of
because at the
bands.
same time I was trying to like rattle, get these guys under control and on the same page, and then also like make said person who runs the label, owns it, keep things in line and
You
pay
had a
things on
tremendous amount of
time.
damage control.
There was a lot. Yes, that's the correct. Yeah, that's the
Yes.
term we should use here. It was a lot of damage control going. It was a very stressful. I remember Matt calling me and being like, "Hey, dude," because they recorded at Chango Studios in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Bands from New York.
All right.
Hey, dude. I forget exactly, but they were supposed to fly in, but they couldn't, or something like that. Then they were going to drive, but they didn't have a car. So I'm living in California. My other car is in New York, because when I moved back to California, I was using another car that was loaned to me. I was able to use it whenever. So I just left my other car in New York. It was a Nissan Altima. I literally told Matt, I was like, all right, go to my house, pick up my car, and drive your ass to fucking Florida and do this record. They literally, I gave them my car to use. Okay.
That's nuts.
But that's just so on brand for them to like wait until the moment they're supposed to leave to be like, hey,
it had to be like,
there?
yeah, it had to be. I can't recall. They'll probably refresh my memory at some point, but it had to be like a week or less when I was told this.
I'm not surprised.
Because I was like, dude,
But the
I can't
more
get any more
remarkable thing
money.
is, wait, there's no one in the band with a functioning vehicle.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I think one of them had a car, but it wasn't that reliable. I'm surprised my Ultima made it.
dude, you know what I'm saying?
No
That
joke,
band-
Jeff. No joke. I was like, this fucking thing better make it. I called my dad. My dad's a mechanic, and I'm like, can you do the oil change and everything? He was so mad at me.
I'm sure.
So pissed. He's like, you're not
yeah.
doing that. I'm like, I have to.
Yep. It's crazy, man. Because
I
what are
have
you
no
gonna
other
do?
option.
Put a rental on a credit card for a whole month? Like,
Dude, it's
no
not,
way.
yeah,
And the
no
label's
way.
not going to put it forward, and you
No.
can't just go bail on the recording.
And you probably know
session
how much
because
money
then you
we
fucking lose on deposits.
Yeah, and you guys know how much Chango was back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've still talked to
Yeah.
Cameron about that recording session.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm a nosy piece of shit, dude. I fucking love
I mean,
after
you were in the
one of
band,
core
so it
jokes
makes.
about this whole thing is like, hey, I remember that time you guys fucked me over, man. Suck a dick. Look at my band. Ah!
You shouldn't have kicked
But-
me out.
I know. You know, it was interesting just because all iterations of that band, because before when I first joined the band, they practiced outside at a girl's house
Nice.
on her at her gazebo.
That's
And
all
then
great,
Wow.
I
too.
brought, they
gonna
started
post
practicing
this.
in my house, got to know my family, and like really,
Yeah.
they were at my house multiple times a week. And I saw all iterations of the band. I mean, one of the guys even dated my sister and shit. Like, it was a lot,
Wow.
but
yeah.
it was that it taught me a lot because the other thing is you start to recognize people that despite how talented they are, some stuff can be overly difficult. And speaking of which, the majority of those people, there's only one that I'm not friends with currently or cool with. So it's an interesting thing when you are young and you have a lot of talent and things are going and you have opportunities come before you. I think sometimes when you get handed things and you haven't worked very hard for them, it's very difficult for you to actually take advantage of said opportunity, where it was always, well, we don't have enough money for gas. We don't have enough money for food. This drive is really long. This tour isn't enough. This isn't, nothing was ever enough. And I'm just more of a glass half full kind of guy, and I'm lucky that the people I ended up doing it with, like the Kirby, he's the chillest person on the fucking planet Earth.
Yeah,
so.
I know he really is.
Yeah. So it's an interesting thing, but fucking T-Look.
I put the link in the chat if anyone wants to listen to that band we're talking about. Scroll up a little bit. The link is
I found
right
a bunch of Eamon found a bunch of the old shit and sent it to me the other day, and it is it's interesting.
It's crazy, like how it still gets brought up. Like we still go back to, we're like, this band. I used to have the files for the record. It was on my old laptop, but I lost them. So
there was a music video that
was
filmed.
Okay, yeah. So this is me flying from LA to New York to guide them, babysit them through this music video process with Scott Hansen. So not only did I give him my car,
video?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Not only did I give him my car to go to fucking Florida for a month, I flew home. Obviously I visited family at the same time and friends, but it was like 3 days of driving everyone around, you know what I'm saying? Wrangling them all together.
It's a lot.
Finding the location to do the fucking video.
No, not Chris Hansen, Richard.
Yeah, Richard, please.
Chris Hansen? Take a seat. Why don't you take a seat? Richard, why don't you come take a seat on this lap?
But dude,
let's rub beards. Yeah, I just always wanted to see it. I wanted to see it so bad.
I could probably get it from Scott. I could probably, if Scott has to have it. If
you could find it, dude,
yeah,
I would.
I'll hit him up after this. I'll text him. Me and him still stay in touch from time to time.
Dude, I'll buy you like a Subway sandwich.
A Subway sandwich. I should just upload. I should be like, Scott, can I just upload this to YouTube?
Right?
He'd probably be like, I don't care.
Who owns all those masters now?
I don't even know if the label's still a thing. Like, I don't know if it's like, if he sold it or I don't know. Literally anything.
There's some money in those masters.
Oh, for
sure.
When
a label goes under, if the label is who owns the masters, right? Like if it goes under, does it just revert back to the artist?
See,
all right. People are asking, can we say the label? Doesn't matter anymore?
Yeah, Media Scare Records.
Yeah.
So what I noticed from some of the bands, and I noticed it's only on Spotify. Obviously when you scroll down to the bottom of a band's record, it says like the label they're on or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of them don't say anything.
Interesting.
So I was like,
the band owns the masters now.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if there was like a 15-year lapse or something.
Yeah, or like 10 years or some shit like that, right?
Or maybe that dude just uploaded everything under a blank name.
Could.
Who knows?
Also
because I know
true.
It's like how all the Victory stuff got bought out by Concord, but then when you go and look at it, it's under some other fucking
Craft.
Like Craft or Craft.
Yeah, they did that on purpose so that the Victory name I think wasn't part of it, but they still have it.
Taylor's watching us.
Hi Taylor.
And Brad. Hi Brad.
Oh, you subscribe. Thanks, Taylor.
Oh,
that's really nice.
You're a fucking sweetheart. The Power Kingdom, bro.
Power Kingdom.
The Days. Poughkeepsie. The Chance Theater, The Loft, Club Cranel. Yeah. Polish Club.
From managing T-Look to managing a real band.
Yes. Dude,
your birthday show.
Remember my birthday? 21st birthday.
That was one of the greatest shows we ever played. Sadly, I played shirtless. I'm very disappointed in myself for that.
It was
For the Fallen Dreams, fucking
American
Every Bridge
Me.
Burned, Elijah or Alicia, however you say that.
Recon.
Oh, what was the name of that tour?
Wasn't it the Rise Records tour?
Correct. Okay, that was the one that we co-promoted.
Yeah, and Elijah got at it Yeah, Alicia, whatever their band
Yeah,
name is.
I have no fucking
It was
clue.
like the
got
day
added last
before.
minute, right?
Yeah, it was like the day before they had a show cancel.
Every Bridge Burned was in like a Chevy Suburban.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, this is awesome.
Dude, it was
I am so
that show
jealous of you guys.
in the smallest room.
Yep.
Of
That
the
place
fucking
was
Polish
fun,
club. Yeah, there were some good shows there, man.
They had a cursive show there. I never
I
got to see
booked
it.
All Time Low there.
You did upstairs, right?
Well, it was originally downstairs in that same room.
Wow.
Oh,
And
shit,
then-
yeah.
Size is my bedroom. Or
Literally,
this office.
it was like a week after the tour got announced is when they started to blow up. And we sold out the downstairs pretty quickly. So then we moved
You gotta
it
go up.
upstairs and almost instantly sold that out.
Wow.
And then the people from the Polish Club called me like a couple of weeks before the show, and they were just like, "We can't do this." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "We're getting like 100 phone calls a day about this thing."
What?
They're like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." So literally, like the week of the show, I had to get a hold of Frank, and
Oh, you
That-
moved it, right?
I moved it to the Chance.
Wow.
So it went from 250 cap to 400
Yep.
to 900, and it sold out to 900.
That's
Crazy.
fuck. You didn't even expect that, right?
No,
You didn't
this
see
was
it
just
coming.
a
The first
brand new
record.
little-
Yeah.
little tiny-
It was the first
Pop punk
record,
band,
not
right?
the EP. You know, is when they put out that first record.
Yeah.
But that band came through Poughkeepsie a lot on the come up. A lot of those bands did that Glamour Kills shit. It was cool.
Glamour
like,
Kills, man.
man.
That was huge.
Yeah. I remember like, you know, the first one watching I think it was like Hit the Lights and fucking 4 Year Strong in the Loft and shit. Like,
Man.
that place was so packed you could not get
Move.
through.
I don't know how it didn't collapse.
There's a few shows where I
A day to remember, right?
You know, here's the sad part.
Wasn't that
So,
one
yeah,
that
I
was
remember
scary?
Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, wasn't that a scary one? As
That
in,
We all
was
put
Against Me.
Oh.
when they
Against
first
Me.
blew up.
yeah.
Yeah. That was probably the scariest one.
okay, so we
Was
roll
it?
back time 3 months. We put like 2 or 3 grand each into Dogecoin. We buy the chance.
We buy the chance, dude.
Buy the chance.
It is for sale.
How long
We
has
put
it
the
been for
fourth
sale?
roof on it. Oh,
I
15
mean,
years.
quietly, it's been on
Quietly,
sale for
right?
a decade.
Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh, Chris is here.
Chris from Ghost
Wow,
Inside.
Chris Davis. Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow!
I like that guy.
Goodness.
Who's
great
going
guy.
to the Ghost Inside show at Palladium?
Dude,
Bro, I might
honestly,
fly out
I
for it.
will
I'm
be
considering
there.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I already offered Currents, Cuddles, and Hugs to let me hang out with them for the day.
Let me be
so-
your roadie for the day.
Yo, I'll fucking tune their guitars and shit, bro.
I got you. I'll
Yo,
tech.
you're not.
Maybe I
that's
could
such a
tour
fucking
manager
good
one
idea.
of
To
them.
I'm gonna fucking tech for Currents that day. I'm not even gonna let them give me the option. I'm fucking doing
But
that.
hey,
shit.
man, I'm your tech for the day.
Yeah, dude,
That's what
that would be sick. I'll do a guest screamo.
I
Fucking
guess
front flip into the crowd.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, I better see a front flip from you.
That would be cool. That show's going to be so sick.
What's the
and I really like
capacity
the
of
one.
the outdoor area?
4 grand? 4?
No,
4,000?
I thought it was more, isn't it?
I thought it was 10.
I thought it was 10.
No, they had what
they
that
scaled it
show
down
that
probably,
yeah,
right?
No. And what happened was
Justin
the
Leach?
2 Have Heart shows together
Justin Leach.
added up to like 10.
Oh, they did 2 of
But
them?
it was 2 different days.
Oh
wasn't it?
yeah, I think that's how it was.
And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it was
like
2 days.
4,400 outside or
Mhm.
something like that, you know. But I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Where's Justin Leach? Get
Yeah,
your
where's
tall ass
Justin?
in here.
I haven't talked to Justin
Chris
in a minute.
Davis
I gotta
says
email.
a hug will get it done.
I saw Chris I saw Justin like
deal.
a week ago. Week or 2.
Oh, did you?
We got fucking brunch. Yeah,
We got
we all-
fucking brunch. Oh shit! I didn't mean to put
him
my
and,
email over your faces.
because Weissman lives in Beacon now.
I just don't want to. Oh, does he? Really?
yeah.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
Brad?
No, Chris.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
He
what?
lives in Beacon. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, he lives
Throw
in
me
Beacon
off.
now.
Okay.
So I go and hang out with him, and then Justin will meet us there. We'll all have like brunch and
Fucking brunch it up.
bougie, stupid shit.
Yeah, of course.
We're in Beacon. I drove upstate for the
Yeah.
weekend. I
Beacon's
just
the
wanted
I'm
to
new-
definitely
have
gonna
a
have to
nice
get
brunch.
Sunday brunch.
Oh, of course. Hungover as shit. You know the usual.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, Poughkeepsie days were just a fucking. I've told people this a lot. We all have, right? We've all
Mhm.
told friends or new people we meet, or bands
Back
that
in
we
the
work
day.
with. Back in the day, that was the spot. I mean,
I
right?
mean, obviously I'm a bit of a homer, but I would have to believe it's the best shitty market ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
It has to be
It
because
picked its
That
own
time period,
bands.
like from 2000, for
Well,
me
like
especially
what?
from
Yeah.
2008 to 2013 was insane.
Yes.
Well, it
And even
liked the
before
bands
that
it
was
liked.
nutty.
Some
Like
Our
crazy
Last Night was
shows.
crazy
Oh,
shows.
Our Last Night, dude.
And you think about particular bands that just would put in the effort to come, and because they would, that city would give back to you pretty hard.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to see. The one thing that I guess bums me out and makes me stoked at the same time is you never hear of a lot of local bands from Poughkeepsie other than like If I Were You or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have a Knocked Loose go through there, or an As I Lay Dying tour or whatever, and it sells the fuck out, and you're like, so there are people who like this shit still. Like, y'all just aren't doing nothing.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, not for nothing. It was always like that. Everyone's in the woods. No one's in Poughkeepsie, right?
Everyone would drive a good
so hour.
His name is John Cena.
New bands to book.
Yeah.
So unless there's somebody doing that and like seeking them out, I don't know if they're just gonna pop up themselves and know what to do.
Yeah, and there were great random shows too. I mean, the first real show I went to was a With Honor Scraps and Heart Attack show in Saugerties at a VFW, and then
I was there.
like some of the no way.
I think I might have booked that show.
I don't know. I remember it was straight edge. There was only Shasta Cola. But maybe that's just because it was a VFW.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, I just had a John Cena clip play extremely loud in my headphones. It's like these sound alerts people can use, but I usually have them disabled for the podcast. Like they can
I was
give
wondering
bits.
what you were doing.
Yeah, it was extremely loud. But then I go look and I'm like, no one's like, it just was a glitch. Like it just happened. It was so loud. It was Taylor?
That's what they're saying.
Really? He didn't really? No shit. All right. Well, that was fucking loud as shit. I just disabled them. I thought they were still. Maybe. I guess they weren't. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. Poughkeepsie was one of a kind, I feel like.
It was one of a kind.
It was one of a kind. Great times. Really, I think it's one of those things that I now, being older, looking back on it.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people at that time who either went with the system or fought the system. And they're like, well, I don't want to sell tickets. I don't want to do this stuff. It's pay to play. It's whatever.
But it wasn't.
What a bunch of bullshit.
I know.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't
I'm
pay
going
to
to sell
play.
tickets. I'm going to sell tickets so I show I'm worthy. And then I get to, get the same payment as the opening band on the tour, $100.
Yeah.
And I play a great show, maybe sell some merch and have a nice experience and grow.
Yeah, exactly.
And there were so many talented bands that fought that, and never got any opportunities because they just didn't learn how to work with anyone.
No.
And that was the main point. Was
no one understood.
It doesn't matter if I wanted to change, didn't like it or not. I wasn't going to change the system. You guys booked the shows, so I either had to.
Yeah, I did it too.
Or I didn't.
You and me both. We sold so many tickets for our bands. You sold
we didn't
tickets.
Have the internet.
Yeah, yeah. We did not have social media. This was going
in 98 and 99.
Oh well, yeah, back
walking around the mall,
going to the mall,
going up to seeing kids, man,
going to other shows and flying
every single show,
literally every show, yeah,
with flyers, with tickets, talking to every kid in our high school.
Remember when Juan would say like, "Yeah, you can't sell tickets here," or like, I think it was, or no, the date. Was it Frank? Oh yeah, like you couldn't sell other show tickets.
Go selling tickets in the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. And like even like day of show, because a lot of the times, even when I was in, selling tickets, it was a lot of people that were like, yeah, I want to buy from you, but like I can't meet up until like before like the day of the show.
Yeah.
And
I would always be like, go and do it really fucking fast.
Yeah, I would say the same shit when it was like my shows. I'm like, just go to the parking lot. Don't sell it in front of the door.
The other thing that was bullshit about that too was like, all right, most bands back then had at least 5 members unless they were pop punk as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you gotta sell 50 tickets.
it's really not hard.
It's really
It wasn't really hard then. I mean,
you don't have 10 people in your life.
Well, they'd be like, well, how you get to sell to Joe? I was going to sell to Joe. Just go fucking sell it to somebody else. But then you'd see like, I remember my buddy Devin Mock, he plays in this band called the Ballroom Thieves, but he had a band called the Coriolis Effect at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he could literally sell 100 tickets by himself, but he was also...
And then,
dude, there were
you ask
like
any band from back then who did hustle tickets,
mm-hmm.
and they'll all tell you that I rewarded them handsomely.
Vision sold tickets, and we got to play the best shows.
Because
yeah. You also managed our band, though.
But yeah, you would hook these bands up with better shows. You're like, yo, this fucking band pushed 50 tickets, like no big deal. And you saw those 50 people there.
Right.
You're right. You saw those. Yeah.
Right. So then it's like, okay, then let's get you something a little bit better, and let's help you grow so you can sell more tickets.
Yeah. And make more money.
Because
be on a bigger show.
Because those bands, it's like, okay, you're working hard, so I'm gonna help you grow because I know I'm gonna get you to the point where you can do 100 to 200 people, and then I'm gonna need you to headline some smaller tour package shit as a favor to this agent, so it's gonna help me out in the long run.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
And even your band too, it could.
But then all the top tickets, all of the kids who were in like the top ticket selling bands, like look at where they are or what they ended up doing.
Yeah.
You're talking Tuck. You're talking
A Run
Chris
for
Aiken.
Your Money.
Yeah.
You're talking Cameron and A Run for Your Money.
Yeah.
And Mike Ferry and We Are the In Crowd.
Oh man, yeah.
And Against the Current and State Champs. Like literally all of my top ticket selling bands went on to become signed big bands.
Yeah.
So
and do cool ass shit.
Man. That band is one of the top streaming bands in the entire scene. They have like 4 million monthly streamers or some.
Wait, really?
Like yeah, they had like a song with like League of Legends or some shit. Like that band is crushing it.
I didn't even
crazy.
Know this, dude. What
and I remember watching them as a baby band in the loft. And people were like, yeah, she's from like School of Rock or some shit, and it's Ferry's kid brother and blah blah blah. And
wow, they have 4 million monthly listeners right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that is nuts.
Also, I have something I want to bring up because it's fun.
Please.
And Taylor asked what's the most insane memory we all have together. And I have a question for both of you. I know I've asked Jeff about it. Were you there the night that Bless the Fall and Before Their Eyes got beat the fuck up in the alleyway?
I don't know if I was there, but I remember hearing about this.
I was there.
Why'd they get
I was smoking a blunt watching that shit. And it was funny.
So that was Bless the Fall Before Their Eyes.
Yeah.
Did you look play?
Yeah. What happened was one of the people from Before Their Eyes gets done playing, and they're supposed to take all their shit outside and load up and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So they start taking it down the stairs, but it starts raining out, and like not bad. I'm outside smoking blunt, so
the stairs between the loft and the chants, by the way.
The side.
Yeah.
So they start putting
alleyway.
their stuff in the chants, which doesn't have a show in it, and right near the bar and stuff. And the security guard was like, "Yo, can you not do that? Like,
of course,
I'm not watching it there. You shouldn't put your shit in there. Just take it outside." And the guy's like, "Who's fucking raining?" He's like, "Just take your fucking shit outside. I don't give a fuck." Like, so then they get in each other's faces, and the security guy pushes him a little bit. Everyone comes outside. Me and Berger are fucking outside smoking blunt, and
of course
they start getting confrontational. The fight starts. I'm not going to say who starts it, even though I know who started it.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't somebody from the chants, which is interesting. But fight breaks out, and then Zach just like hands me the blunt. He just walks up to somebody, and he was like, "Watch out!" And I was like, "God damn,
Zach for you."
Did Zach really do that?
Oh yeah. It was like a classic movie moment because the dude was just like, "Oh, dude, like, please don't," and he was like, "Sorry." He got him.
Typical Zach.
It was a fun time. Yeah, I'm always curious because I was telling Jeff earlier that Landon was there, but Landon didn't fight though.
Yeah, I all I remember is I'm at the end of the loft bar at my usual spot with Chuck.
Yeah.
And we're just talking, and someone from the tour package, I think maybe a merch guy or tour manager or something comes running at us and was just like, you need to come outside right now.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I run outside and it's just pouring outside and was somebody on the ground bleeding? Like,
Yeah, somebody might have gotten kicked in the head.
yeah, it just looked like it was just like insanity had just happened. And I'm just like, oh my god, what the fuck are you idiots doing? Like, everyone needs to fucking stop. Like,
oh my god.
that was awesome.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was glad I wasn't like a young I mean, I was young. I wasn't confrontational. I just viewed a lot of stuff back then. But that's the thing that was so interesting about that scene as we continue to talk about Poughkeepsie for 40 fucking minutes. Like, it's because it was just so unique and there were so many interesting characters. But the thing that I loved was, there was a lot of surrounding suburbs and stuff, but there was this rough city atmosphere to the chants where like,
Poughkeepsie was not a good area at all.
Yeah,
we'd hear gunshots a lot.
Go hide behind a car real quick, and
like,
I remember
that was a gunshot.
I did the AP tour with Black Veil Brides and Drugs.
Oh yeah, I remember
and it was one of like the last dates of the tour, and the tour manager was not having it with any of the bands. Like he was hating his life.
Yeah, he was.
And we were getting drunk, and he was in the nutty, and he was telling me the dirt on Craig Owens and why he was driving separately from the rest of the band.
Wow.
And anyway, we were outside smoking a cigarette in front of the nutty, and the next thing you know, 1.5 blocks to the left at that chicken spot, bang, 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 boom. Like just people running, cops fucking showing up within 30 seconds, tactical gear, people chasing someone in front of the nutty down the street. I'm just like, all right. So then like when I moved to Atlanta, driving around with my friend Matt, and he's like, oh, you don't want to, like we're driving around some area, and he's like, you don't want to be around here by yourself at night. And I'm like, this looks like the good parts of Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
So, this
is like the nice part of Poughkeepsie over here.
Nice to me.
You sure?
When, the thing with that too, like even though generally it gets painted as like a really rough area because it was so many great experiences and very few negative ones.
Honestly, yeah.
I
mean, none of us ever got shot, right?
No, there were people that fought, but those people
I got into a lot of fights.
Yeah, we all did.
I think would have fought regardless, though. But there was it was just there was the hometown people, and then anyone that was new that showed up generally got a spanking.
Oh
first
yeah,
time.
yeah. If you rolled through to a show and you're like from out of town and you've never been there before, and you just try to mosh a little too hard,
it was even rougher in the 90s.
Oh, it had to be, yeah.
I can't imagine.
There was literal
gangs. I
can't
imagine.
There was literal gangs.
Yeah.
DSOP.
DSOP.
VS.
Oh, VS.
The Villainous Soldiers of Poughkeepsie.
Shut up.
That's right.
Scary.
I never even knew about this.
Yeah.
So I'm still learning shit.
That's like All Out War and all their friends.
Really?
We ain't got no gangs down in Red Hook.
Fucking Red Hook. I
want a horse though.
I can get one.
I got to.
I remember being like 18 years old and going to like keg parties at like the gang at like some like gang house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
just because I was hanging out with all older people, like way older, like the When Dreams Die and Sean Messler and all of them.
That whole crew
until Rome. Yeah.
Until Rome. Dude, I think the one band I always have talked about is My Bitter End.
Because so good. Insanely good band.
They were definitely the one band that like inspired me to like, work hard being in the bands I were in, a couple I were in, back then. And just like, because they were just like one of the most hardworking bands, I feel like.
Them and When Dreams Die were our biggest local bands.
Yeah. And it was just like very, I don't know, like it inspired me. Then I went on tour with them, and that was a fucking shit show.
First time I ever saw that dirt helmet.
Jeff.
Yeah. First time
I don't eat like
that shit I've seen.
Said, we have to keep this PG.
Yeah, I can't even. There's no way I could tell those stories here. Yeah.
Party time.
Party time.
And
well, we like just that whole era was nothing but a party.
Oh, like, yeah. It was a constant rolling party.
It was scary. Like
Man.
This
That
little-
band was dummy good though. I mean,
Yeah,
Mike went
dude.
on to play in like Through the Eyes of the
He's in
Dead
Through
and
Eyes.
shit,
Yeah, man.
which is really cool. But that, like, I remember the first time I saw the Dirt Helmet video, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
and it's
dude.
all
Yeah.
in the chants, and it looks so.
They'd be
sick.
all fucking plastered drunk and still play good.
Well, they also had that cool melodic element to the band.
They
Where it
did.
would
Yeah,
go
That's
they
what
did
made-
have melody. That was
They
the thing
did
that,
have melody.
that was the thing that made them stick out from everyone else.
I loved Jesse in the band. I loved Tyler in the band. They were both great vocalists.
Yeah.
I
I
think they
just DM'd Jesse last night on Instagram.
really. I haven't.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen him in so long. He was what, dude? He was. Oh man, those shows were the best. I would literally drive everywhere to see fucking My Bitter End.
Did you ever
Yeah.
go up to any of the shows in Catskill that I did?
Only I feel like a handful. I went up to Catskill, and I played
Guardian.
like one or two shows there.
Farewell to the Flesh, bro.
Oh
I
Jesus,
don't know that band.
That was pre-Guardian.
Yeah.
that was pretty. Dude, that band was scary to see live.
Yeah, it was just the
We were all
mosh parts from Barrier Dead
Pumpkin Lakes.
songs and nothing else.
legitimately. That was
The best.
yes, dude.
Well,
I
that's
re-
like when I remember when like Recon first started doing the like 13 style shit. or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then you had what was the other band? Manhop's band and Brennan Williams band.
Oh,
and
well,
shit.
wasn't that?
Hoodrich?
No.
No, wasn't it Guardian?
Legacy?
Legacy.
Oh, Legacy.
Matt was in Guardian, but the Legacy.
yeah,
was
Matt was
after
in Guardian.
Yeah.
Those were fucking jeez, dude. The shows. Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Dom. I remember Pompton Lakes. There was that one venue in Pompton Lakes. I forget what the
Was
fuck
it just a hall?
no, it was an actual venue. I forget. Pompton Lakes was close. Like it was probably like from Poughkeepsie, like an hour maybe.
Oh.
Right, it's like right across the border. I feel like I think from New York, like right
Yeah, I
off the
don't know.
freeway. I don't know.
I don't know if I ever went.
But so yeah, so that was Poughkeepsie.
I mean, we
Yeah,
could
we
talk
deep
about
dived it.
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, we could go on forever.
Like,
But-
what? I mean, just pick a year.
It would,
We could
yeah,
do
it would literally
that.
because we would continue to remember things, and then start to talk about those things,
Yeah.
and then that would go on for at least a half an hour on each of those.
I'm just saying, like, I worked. Let's see. Well, I worked for Juan from
Yeah, man.
2004, from like May of 2004. The first show I booked
Oh,
in
well,
the Chance Complex was
I feel like you had a
On Broken Wings, Black My Heart,
eulogy
since
tour.
since the flood, and
What
Nothing
Scary.
Left to Mourn.
was it? The eulogy tour, or was that a different? Okay, maybe.
I don't know.
I remember just being kicked in the head
And
from
My
the.
Bitter End played too.
Yeah, I just remember being kicked in the head from what's his name from On Broken Wings name? Johnny?
John
John
Blake.
John Blake.
Was it John? Well, I mean, Johnny
He was-
Cupcakes was still in the band back then.
He
too.
was, yes. And I remember he just came out and just started kicking everyone. And I didn't realize he was doing that. I was like looking the other way, and I just remember getting fucking kicked in the
That's
head.
when you could do that. You
Yeah.
know, that's the thing is kids think that you'd get in trouble for that. So now people didn't know that when a show started back then, the vocalist might come punch everyone in the front row in the face, and you
Literally.
have to deal with it. And
Yes.
get
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you're not gonna
not
punch
just
him
bitch
back.
out.
Yeah,
no, you're just not, and you're not gonna be a bitch. and
you're
go
just
in the
gonna go
back. You're
punch
gonna
somebody
eat it.
else. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
eat it, and then that should send you on your way to go punch somebody else.
Yeah. That was a rough and tough place. It was pretty much like MMA matches for fucking
Dude,
4 hours every weekend.
Scary. And I just
It was fun
remember
to watch.
Yeah, and I was talking about this with somebody else the other day. I forget. It was on this podcast. I forget who was my guest. But anyway, I just remember being like, too young to drive, right? Being driven to the Chance for a show, by my dad or whatever. And just like being like antsy, like kind of having like some sort of like anxiety and like being really tense and heart rate was going. And I'm not even fucking there yet. But I'm like excited at the same time. But at the same time, I know in my head, like, fuck, I could get knocked out tonight. Like,
Oh, because you're going into it, putting yourself into a dangerous position.
yes,
Oh,
yeah, like,
Literally,
but I was like stoked for it.
Yeah, the first time
But
I went to a
scared.
show in I think it was '97. It was Madball, Earth Crisis,
What a
Punching Down,
first show!
Hatebreed, and All Out War.
Wow,
All in one show, $7. And
that is a dumb lineup.
I remember they ended up becoming friends of mine.
Yeah.
Sean Messler, Will from Will, Big Will, the When Dreams Die dudes, like
okay, yeah.
all that whole crew kind
Yeah.
of thing. But I remember being like 16 years old and seeing those people hurting people
Yeah.
in the fucking.
It was like an MMA fight.
It
like
was,
said.
and then
like, legit.
And then shortly thereafter, making friends with all those people and like seeing this dude that I was friends with named Chris Countryman like slam a dude's head in between the car door, like in the parking lot because of mosh beef.
Mosh beef, yeah.
Yeah, like he
There was legit
like,
mosh
the show got out.
So
the show
real.
got out. He chased the dude into the parking lot. The dude was trying to get into
I've
the
seen
car,
that happen so
and
much.
he hit him and just started fucking banging his
And just
fucking
think
head.
about,
I had to grab this dude. I'm 17 or 18 years old.
Yeah.
This 25-year-old dude. You gotta get the fuck off. The cops are coming.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
fucking kill the guy.
Yeah.
And
Or hold on, one more. I remember. Did you guys either one of you ever go to the planetarium in Newburgh?
Nope.
I remember hearing the name, but I never went.
One time we went to a show, All Out War played, and I think it was somebody's birthday, so they were partying like crazy.
Of
There
course.
was so people are outside in between bands, and this drunk dude finds a shoe on the ground and throws it on top of the building, just being a drunk idiot. Turns out that shoe, shut up, Richard. Turns out that shoe was like owned by the girlfriend of the drummer of All Out War or something like that.
What?
And they fucking put him in the back of in the trunk of a car, and just fucking 4 or 5 dudes just beating the shit out of him in the front of the car.
Oh my god.
Or one time in this place called the Eclipse in Middletown.
I remember the
During
Eclipse.
All Out War, seeing someone get thrown through the window of the front of the building.
Oh my god, dude.
Because of a bar, because
I
because
definitely
again,
never saw anything this hardcore.
a dude in All Out War's
insane.
girlfriend got moshed and hit. Like, it was a tiny little place.
Yeah.
So All Out War stopped playing. Like, literally the drummer threw down his shit and just went after the dude in the middle of the song. Bar fucking melee went out. This place is like half the size of Club Crandall, mind you.
Jesus.
And literally just
How the hell
because
did
of the
that show
melee, dude thrown right through the fucking window.
So wild.
Yeah, there was
The
so
90s.
many issues. There was so many situations like that when that band dude's
know-
like girlfriend got hit in the bit. Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, because you would
Run for your life.
Because you would stand in some stupid fucking place where it was a guarantee. It's the
Because
same
they
thing.
want
Guarantee.
because that's
want
they
the
would
attention.
because
They
they want to
want
get into a fight.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
and that's the other thing is, you think about the idea of, okay, I'm moshing, another guy's moshing, that person hits me, so now I've got beef with them because
That's
weren't
how it
both
was.
just swinging our arms like fucking animals anyway. So now it's like, let me hit you. I'm gonna fight you now. And then you take it outside because you're really that insecure about it where you just can't get over it. It was awesome. I loved
In
watching
front
it.
of
It was
right on Main
fucking
Street in
great.
front of the loft.
And right in front,
Yeah.
in the alleyway, in the
Well, the
back
sec-
parking lot.
Security guards were good about it. They let you take it outside.
Yeah, they're like, just go outside.
Yeah, if you're gonna
Yeah,
be,
no, they were good.
They were good
It's
about
hey,
it. You
guys
can go.
fight each other if you want. Just go.
We'll
the fuck
watch.
out
That's
there.
all.
We'll make sure nobody dies, but
Yeah. We'll stand out there watching. Don't worry.
yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
literally how the shit was, man. It's fucking wild.
God, so many stupid memories that were all awesome. But
So when it came to, we can briefly talk about Fit for a sec. How'd you end up joining this band? How'd you meet the guys?
pretty much because of Jeff and Chris Aiken. So
Oh, okay.
what
that's how it went
happened
down?
was, Chris had at this time been touring managing with Sworn In and then Thy Art Is Murder, and he had met the Fit guys a good amount of times. Jeff had hosted them at the Loft a few times and become friends with them, and they needed a new bass player. Chris kind of stuck his neck out. Jeff vouched for me, and I talked to Jared for about 3 or 4 months.
wow.
A couple times on the phone and then via text, and They were a little like nervous about me because of the way I've cussed a lot and shit, and they're like good boys from Texas, and I was like, yeah, I've done like a lot of drugs, and I'm like kind of crazy, but like, I swear to God, I really want to be metalcore. And so it took a long time. Eventually, they heard. I had sent in my auditions and all that stuff. Man, I did acoustic versions of songs. I did raw videos of me singing along to stuff. I did covers of me singing stuff. I wrote to pre-production for Slave to Nothing.
Wow.
And then I also sent this song called Selfish Eyes that myself and Max Rye, who was from That's Outrageous, wrote together.
Dude, that's outrageous.
Yeah, because Max was playing in Visions at the time. And then so we submitted. This was after Visions ended, but me and Max were still friends. So I sent them that song, and that's when Jared was like, okay, like, how soon can you get out here to come try out? And I was like, well, how soon do you want me? And he was like, is 4 days okay?
4 days.
And I was like, okay. So I had kind of warned my roommates and warned my parents and stuff like, hey, I'm trying to try out for this band. Like, I want to. So if they say yes, like, I'm going to go to Texas. And so I took all my shit and put it at my parents' house, took my car off the road and flew to Texas.
Wow.
And then I learned like 9 songs in like a week. Then we did a short run with Sirens and Sailors and Kublai Khan ending at Skate and Surf 2014.
Nice.
And then we were set to go make the new album at Will Putney's. So the second to last show was in Albany at Bogey's.
Makes sense.
And
it'd be a Bogies.
Yeah, that's the small bar out there. And then the band asked me if I would join, or announced it, I guess, like before our final song of the night and everything. And
really, that's cool.
We went and stayed at my parents for 2 days, and then we went and made Slave to Nothing. So I just got really lucky, and they had tried out a couple people. It just didn't feel totally right.
Yeah.
And they gave me a shot, and I just really went for it. I think I was a year older than everyone else. So when it came for me to like try out and do the road thing and stuff, I just stopped smoking weed. I went out there. I just like shut up, sat in that van, did everything they asked me to do, and only yelled at one person in that 3 weeks, which is pretty good for me. So.
Yeah.
It was a really, really nice experience and like total blessing, because I had to change a lot of myself at that time just because I was partying real hard on weekends and still like, selling weed and stuff. And like, I wasn't doing it as much as I was the years prior, but still wasn't ready to like shift. But I was like 25, didn't know where my life was going, all that kind of stuff that's going on in your head.
Yeah. I mean, that's
there.
Yeah.
And I think everyone experiences that at some point, maybe not with the, partying and whatnot, but at least just this, like,
dude,
where is my life?
Mid-20s, it was just like partying so much. Me, Jupy, all the time. It was like 4 or 5 days a week.
Man, what a blessing that guy was too.
Yeah, my entire 20s, dude. Like literally.
Yeah, I miss that dude. He was a really great influence on me too. I had a conversation.
I know, I miss him so much.
He's a bit mysterious online. It's hard to get a hold of him and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But he was a really positive influence, and he was super hardworking. I think I would have liked to see what that band ended up going, because he was so influenced by like the Lower Definition.
Oh yeah,
Dance
Gavin Dance. Yeah,
it would have been interesting to see where the band went had we gone that way, but I don't know if we were good enough. Drew was a good enough player to play that kind of stuff. He was a really good guitarist.
Oh yeah, he was.
But yeah, that's how I joined Fit, and it was just go from the start.
I remember when you joined, it was just like you were going.
Yeah, we did the record, and then my first official tour was doing half of Warped Tour 2014.
Okay,
on the Ernie Ball stage, and then toured all year. Came back 2015, got on the Monster stage, and then we toured like Fit for a King has toured like a motherfucker.
Dude, it's insane.
We've done the 100, 150 to 250 to 500 to 750.
The band did it all. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you guys how much we're getting paid now, because it's a lot, and I'm not trying to gloat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking cheddar when I go back to work.
But dude, even with when I moved to Texas, like seeing that band, when I moved to Texas, January 2013, that's when I discovered Fit for a King, Kublai Khan. I am, and like seeing these
I am.
bands come up here, and I was like, wow. But like Fit specifically was like the one. Like everyone here in the scene was like, that's, you know, they're about to explode, you know.
It was interesting. Slave to Nothing was a hard cycle for us because at that time when I joined, I think everyone in the band was a little beaten up by the member tryouts and stuff, and
Like
they
burnt
weren't
out.
really feeling super close. And plus you have like Sempiternal that's blowing up. You have North Lane. You have all this shit. And we were like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Do we do the same thing we did or do we do something different? I didn't have any fucking opinion. I just wrote way too much fucking pretend Cove Reber shit on that record. And then I came to play and like, because I had never made a real record before.
Yeah, you haven't, right?
So then when it came to singing it live, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, right, all these layers and all this. I can't. And it's all.
And having to play bass too at the same time. You're like, what?
Yeah, it was a lot.
That ought to be stressful.
So that's why that record was such a learning cycle for us. And I'm very proud of that record. I think it was very necessary for me emotionally, but there was a lot that all of us are just like, yeah, that one was a little bit of a learning experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I first heard and we got first do like a So What in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Then you see the band's reaction and you're like,
what the fuck?
oh, okay. Like we're something here.
It's
we
like
may
the
not be
real
huge
deal.
everywhere, but
Yeah.
we're
here.
big here.
Here, yeah.
And
dude.
that's cool. So that's what gave me the real hope of like, maybe we really can be like a big band everywhere. Because I think the other thing that helped was I wasn't like a fan of the band. I knew the band. I had heard some stuff, but I really just listened to like Sios and Self-Titled a lot and Brand New and like shit like that.
Yeah.
So I took it like a job where it was just, all right, I don't need to know a lot. I just need to know what I need to do and I'll do everything I can to get this job.
Yeah.
So
And
it was
you did
an
it.
interesting experience, man. Thank you.
It was cool, man. When I found out that you like joined, like, everyone I knew here, I'm like, that, yeah, me and him, like, in a sense, grew up together. Like, and everyone was like, wait, he's from where you're from? I'm like, yeah, Poughkeepsie. They're like, what the fuck is Poughkeepsie?
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's where, well, I mean, you were a little bit north. I wasn't actually from Poughkeepsie. I'm Fishkill, the stupidest
right?
name ever.
It's a little,
But I think
like
when
it
we
smells
tell people
bad,
where
but-
we're from, I always just say Poughkeepsie. I'm like Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
Danielle's from Fishkill too. My fiance, she went to
Oh,
John
did she?
Jay and
Yeah,
stuff.
same.
But yeah, that kind of thing I think is with a lot of young people who are trying to like try out for a band or find their place. Another really cool example is this guy, Wes Horton. On Instagram, it's Wesley Skies. He plays in this band called The Worst of Us from
Yeah.
Massachusetts. Pretty, not a big band, good band, but not a big band. But Falling in Reverse just did that live stream last week.
Yeah.
He played bass and sang for them. And he's just a guy from Massachusetts, from the internet.
Small
But
event,
he
yeah.
covered their music a lot. He showed he was really talented. He's covered everything from Shadow of Intent to Falling in Reverse, where he's like, I can do everything. I can sing, I can scream, I can play guitar, I can play bass, I can do it all.
That's
And then lo and behold, before
crazy.
you know it, you're fucking playing with the like arguably the biggest band in the fucking scene.
You
Band
literally,
that's
yeah,
had,
them.
massive rock charts all year. Like
Yeah.
really incredible stuff. And that's super
Yeah.
awe-inspiring because people just have to, there's young people like this kid Devin that plays in Hollowfront that Kirby manages.
Oh yeah.
Plays
Great band.
drums.
Yeah.
You can't go on Instagram and not see that fucking fool because he's just putting out content all the time and it's all great and he's so good and captivating. If you're not working as hard as some of these people, you can't expect to get the same results.
Exactly. And you're not going to get those opportunities.
Yeah.
You can't
And the difference
expect
for
them.
like me at that time was like Instagram was just starting, like
Yeah.
Facebook was a thing, but I didn't have to like do all that stuff yet because even YouTube was just starting. The first person who really got a gig from that was JT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's fucking wild, man. Josh had a question. What's the most crazy thing you've done on stage?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
No,
pressing my
Jeff.
ankle.
What's the craziest thing,
right.
Jeff, have you done?
Craziest thing I've done on stage, I guess all the crazy shit I'd say I do is off stage because I climb a lot of shit. And there's a couple times where I've been at shows and like Corey or Matt are there. So I'll do some extra stupid shit. Like ballet walk across the balcony, like fucking while playing my bass, and then they're like, "You're a fucking idiot. You're gonna die."
Oh my God.
I had to stop. You know what? One was a really good one. There when we played a 15-year anniversary for Crystal Lake in Japan, and it was so packed that while they were playing, I ran and I did a front flip off the riser into the crowd. I had a cigarette in my ear. And it was so packed that I landed so smoothly that the cigarette stayed in my ear. And I just had my phone and I was like, fucking Tokyo. And everyone's like, that was cool shit.
That's great. I remember that one. I remember that video of you fucking doing spinning your bass and it go flying.
That shit. Yeah.
That'll forever live on.
It'll be an NFT.
Yeah.
These days.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully someone.
I hope so.
To be honest, that probably helped your band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that circulated well. Kirby's like minute-long scream that his dad filmed.
That one
had like a million plays on Facebook.
I remember that.
You know, and that throwing of the bass is a super distinct memory that like will, I think, live on with us.
But you don't run away from it, which is what helps it.
Yeah, it's hard being really jacked. I mean, look at me in that video. I'm huge.
True.
Huge. I'm tan. I've been working out all day long, and people are like, "Oh, you're not gonna throw your bass everywhere." It's like I can't help it. But my favorite part about it is if you watch my right hand, I throw the bass, and then my right hand still chugs.
Yeah,
because it's just muscle memory, you know.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit.
I'm up there. I'm fucking baked. It's 100 degrees out.
It was Warped Tour, right?
Yeah,
it was Warped.
I hit a security guard in the nuts, which was pretty funny with the bass.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because it hits the end of the stage and then like flips forward, and the guy like turns around to look the security guard and he gets tapped right in the fucking dick with it.
Man. Was the bass fine after that? I never asked you.
Yeah, it needed a repair, like just a new setup and stuff. But luckily, that Robert Ochoa, who's one of the A&Rs and has built Music Man's, was on the tour with the Ernie Ball tent.
Gotcha.
So I was just like, Robert, I made a major boom boom, dude. And he was like, okay, let me fix this.
Can you fix this for me, please?
Because they had loaners and stuff too. Like if you broke something, they'd let you play it. If you just went in there and you were like, yo, this looks really cool. Like I would love to play this today.
They would just let you play it?
They would let you play it. Yeah. If you were in a band.
Yeah.
Because they're, say you've never played a Music Man or whatever, and you see him and you're like,
you're interested, right?
Like, go ahead, have fun for today. Like,
wow.
So it was pretty neat.
That's pretty neat.
Amazing company.
Yeah, because you still play them to this day, right? Do you?
Not at the moment. I'm currently a Kiesel artist, but I'm still with Ernie Ball for my strings and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But
cool.
Currently, I'm playing a couple Kiesel basses.
Got some Kiesels.
Got some Kiesels. I built this.
Oh, the purple.
Cool. This is Aaron Patrick's from All That Remains and Bury Your Dead signature.
Oh,
bass.
dude, yeah. Aaron's the man.
Sunburned finish, and I did sunburst finish, and I did a little more of a nightmare burst kind of.
I like that. I like the purple and the black.
Yeah, and then I made another.
All the bases. That's nice.
I've got a few.
I got like 20.
That's the shit about all this thing, man. It's like, back in the day, my dad and I like buying a Fender Mexican body and putting pickups in it and stuff and trying to make the best equipment I could, but I couldn't really afford something that was like really nice, what I mean? And then you do have a wall like this later and you're like, wow, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, it's like, how the hell did I get here to have
still terrible at playing these, but I somehow get more of them.
Thank you, Kiesel. Thank you, Ernie Ball.
Yeah, seriously. Very, very blessed. And that's, it's all fit for a king, man. I've been so lucky
dude.
There's a lot.
They're all great people. I love Bobby. I love them. Jared. I love Ryan. They're just all good dudes, man. They've always been. Every time I run into them, and they've just always been so nice.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever spent time with Daniel.
I haven't yet.
Guitar. He is so fucking talented. Like, it's crazy how much he added to our band because he can do all these like super high, like Sam Carter style yells and stuff.
Oh, damn.
So the way that he can back up, like I kind of sound girly when I sing. I'm not like the most masculine singer ever. Yeah. And so him backing up Kirby is really helpful because I always sound like I'm going through puberty. Yeah. They're like, you just sing these really emo parts here. Everyone likes when you do that. So we're going to do that. But like, you know, the super high tenor girly shit, we're going to leave that.
Yeah, we're
on
gonna leave
Slave
that.
to Nothing. You know, yeah.
But seeing you also like your singing and so you got like so much better though.
Thank you, man.
It's like
You
even
know.
with your other band, why can't I remember the name? Even
Off-road minivan.
Off-Road Minivan.
Listen to Swan Dive out now on Tooth and Nail Records.
It's a great record, and just seeing you do that as well has been
Thank
cool. You
It's
needed
nice
a band
to-
like that. You needed to do something like that.
Yeah, and it was nice to do it with, you know, a couple of the guys from Visions, and
Yeah.
Miles was from my first band, Annandale, and
Oh yeah, Annandale.
I love emo music so much, and I had to giving up some of the singing duties in the transition into Death Grip and Dark Skies was really hard for my ego. I was terrible. I didn't even listen to Dark Skies for the first 3 months after it was finished because I had such an ego trip about it. And
Interesting.
that's why I needed this other band so I could like do something. And I had a big lesson to learn, which was sometimes there are people who want to do a lot. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
But I would rather, when I go to bat, hit a home run than hit a bunch of singles.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I had to learn. And that's what Drew, our producer, taught me, which was, dude, I know this is frustrating for you right now. I know you want to be like you want to sing the choruses too. Everybody wants to sing the chorus. The lead singer is going to sing the chorus. But we're going to utilize you where you should be that really benefits the song, and you do something that nobody else can do. And you know, we were one of the first metalcore bands to really add in that super soft element, that almost just electronic in the verses kind of thing, where if you liked fucking Drizzy Drake, you could like your boy Talk too. But it's an interesting thing, man. It was a big ego trip for me, but overall, I'm just so blessed to get to learn and to benefit from it, because Kirby has all of them always have my best interest.
Yeah, and Kirby's come a long way too as a vocalist. It's crazy, man.
Dude, like his singing now is so good, and his writing is great, and he just really, we all just became that much more metalcore, bro.
Yeah,
we were like,
seriously.
Yeah, we were just like, fuck this shit. Like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it like 2 billion%. And
yeah,
like,
man,
we are the American metalcore Texas hoorah flag waving band, and I love it.
Yeah,
we're the fucking fire band. We're like,
well,
you know,
you are
fucking smash Coors Light and light shit on fire.
Smash Coors Light.
Yeah.
So how do you and Jeff think of this idea to start FeaturedX? How did that all come together now? Let's dive into
basically, so this was last May, and we were starting to work on the Left to Suffer EP that just came out.
Okay, yeah.
And we're discussing, like, you know, how many features we want on it.
Yeah.
Who the features should be, like, you know, just that kind of stuff. And I basically got out of the shower one day and called him, and I was just like, well, what if there was just a website you could go to and request this? Because we're like, you know, how do we get a hold of these people? It's like, okay, Tuck, are you friends with them? Can you just text them? Is this something where we have to DM them? Like, you know, just trying to figure out the process of getting features for Left to Suffer. And it was just like, wow, well, if there was just a centralized location,
make it easier
where artists could sell their features, then we could just go and figure
get
out
them.
whoever the hell we want. And we're just like,
yeah.
Okay. And Tuck was like, well, this is the best idea you've ever come up with. Let me call Kirby and a few other people and see what they think. And everyone that he called, I think, was just like, hell yeah, like that's an amazing idea.
Yeah.
And 5 weeks later,
yeah,
it was live on the internet.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty much like Kirby, Telly, Tom Barber, Levi, like Dave Stevens, like, you know, a bunch of the homies where I was like, man, if we could get these guys on the site.
Yeah, get them on board first. Yeah.
You know, if you could get these people on a site,
start off.
You know, wow, like how cool would that be? And our goal was to start with 13 people. And before you know it, we had 60 really cool artists that we were like, oh, was my God.
That many? Like before you launched?
60.
60.
Yeah.
And they were heaters.
I didn't realize there was that many.
Yeah, and it's been wild to see, because really, most of the year that we were live out of the first 7 months, we really were just operating. We took off like all the commissions and stuff for like 4 months because everyone's so fucking poor, and it was just so cool to see how like people could actually make really solid money doing it.
Yeah.
Where it proves that there is a lot of power in the individual artist to be able to pick and choose when they want to collaborate, because that's the other thing that's cool is like, say you're Rory from fucking Dayseeker, like my man gets a lot of requests, and
Oh yeah,
it's tough. But then when you are that one band that gets that dude to sing on your song, like that's pretty fucking cool. That means that you've got a song that's really great.
Yeah, because he's gonna be picky. I mean, I feel like a decent amount of people are gonna be a bit picky, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
not gonna take everything.
Even with like Kellen being picky, he still did a good amount of features, but he got the amount of offers that dude got was bonkers.
Insane.
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
And he's been the sweetest individual to work with. And everyone has been so fucking nice, Dan. Like,
that's sick.
It's crazy, man. And Jeff just had this great idea and we just started running with it and hitting up all our friends first and being like, hey, like, we're doing this thing. Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it. Sounds like
it made sense.
It's been a learning experience every single day for all of the team because it's, constantly running into new issues with the site or, how we deal with cultural issues, how we deal with social issues, stuff that's happening in the world, because that all pertains back to artists being artists as well, where it's been a really, really big learning experience, but it's exactly what I needed. I think for me, I needed that thing to, I don't know, make me not just be a lazy dude on tour all the time and shit. It's a lot of fun to work on all the time.
And you started it at the right time, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, that is the blessing.
Kept you busy.
Year.
Yeah.
Is, it sucked to not have this year, but I've never worked more than I did this year. And now we have FeaturedX for as long as it continues to prosper. And, technically we don't own it anymore, but we have our interests lie in a way in which we are staying involved with FeaturedX for an extremely long time.
Yeah.
And we just want to continue to see it grow. And we're starting to get like expand outside of just metal and stuff too, because now we have now we have staff and we have help and we have,
resources and money behind the project, where we were just winging it day by day.
Oh yeah, that had to be a lot of learning too.
We didn't raise any money to start up. We were just like, let's just launch this website and see what the fuck happens. And so we were just,
Did it get hectic at times to where it was like, oh my God.
It was hectic 24/7.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. It was a lot of stress at first and definitely acquired a couple new grays from it. But now that we have this relationship with Artist Republic, there's such a weight that's been lifted off of us because we're going back to work. I still have a full-time job to do on top of it, and so does Jeff. So now I can focus on unloading artists and just doing the fun stuff. And not have to deal with everything in a way that, like, Jeff was personally doing every single payment. Like, we're going through, like,
that had to be a little.
We just needed stuff that needed to be automated better, and we needed someone who could help us. So the person who is working on the site now has been hired by Artist Republic and is being paid to make these additions and changes and stuff like that, which is just beneficial to all of us. And it's just cool to see artists we've had people make money through the site from everywhere from South Africa to fucking Poughkeepsie, New York, man.
It's nuts.
It's crazy because there's so much cool screamo out there. And that's the thing, like, man, if you're in a band you go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, and just the fact that so many artists were helped because of the site because they didn't have touring. Like,
definitely.
How many of them have reached back out to us after they did a couple and we're like, wow, like without doing this, I didn't know if I would have paid rent this month. This is sick. Thank you.
Yeah. Like, we're not trying to be like gloaty or any like shit like that. It's just the only thing that mattered this year was, well, we're all fucked. Like, how can we help the community, right? Because
Yeah.
We care about the music scene. We've cared about the music scene for almost 20 years and like all this shit,
literally.
right? And it just was a nice, like, I was on unemployment. So it wasn't like I was going to survive. I was going to get through it. I was going to be okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But this created an opportunity where I got just a chance to learn and add something new to my life, which is a real big benefit. Also, somebody asked what my favorite older Fit song is.
Yeah, I was gonna
it's The Lioness.
There it is.
I'd say that's my favorite one.
So what tips, and then another question, I'll bring it up now. What tips can you guys offer to individuals wanting to form a band and enter the scene? What?
Yeah.
Give it to us, Jeff. Is this easy?
You go first,
Yes.
Jeff.
I mean, I launched Left to Suffer from scratch.
No, literally. I remember you sending me demos and be like, what do you think about this?
Okay. Well, before it comes to the launch, let me add this in. When you are making a band,
yes,
you need to think about two things: talent and work ethic. And there has to be a balance of the two.
Yes.
You can have someone that, looks like fucking Craig Owens and sings sick and they're awesome, but they also are a crackhead and they're not reliable and they're going to steal your car.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to deal
that
with
can
that.
be the same
So,
person. Keep in mind, everybody.
Don't get your hopes up on something like that where it's like, no, it's the broken relationship thing where, well, I'm gonna fix him. No, you're not. You're not gonna fix that person. They're terrible, and they
can only fix themselves, man.
Even if you see them coming out of like 3 or 4 bands or whatever, and it's still the same shit all the time.
Did you guys see that DMX quote that was circulating the internet after he passed away?
Yeah, about I know.
What was it?
Trust people that they're showing you who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's who they are. So just don't be surprised. And don't have expectations.
Form a band with people that are trustworthy. And
I would even say that work ethic is more important than talent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Work with people you can trust and that you can love and that you can have a real legit ass family with people that you can trust having your social security number. Like, Brian calls me and goes, "Hey, I need your social security number for something." I'm gonna be like, "All right, Kirby, here you go." Corey's got it too. They could fucking steal my life right now.
No questions asked.
A lot, yeah. Do it.
And you needed to be that way in a band.
Yeah, it's got to be special.
It's the only way.
And there are always going to be hard times, but that's the other thing with just before all the real stuff that Jeff's going to get to is the other thing is you are going to go through a tremendous amount of hard times in fight or flight. Are you going to fight or are you going to fly?
Mm-hmm.
Choose now, because you need to make that decision before you even fucking get your head in the ring. Like, if you're not gonna buck up and put in the hard work, like, shit ain't gonna come to you. If you think you're just gonna automatically go out on tour with Spirit Box this year or some shit, you're like, well, my band's just as fucking good as Spirit. No, you're not. Your band sucks in comparison to Spirit Box. So not gonna happen.
Everyone sucks compared to them. No.
Yeah, right.
Well, just that mind.
No, it can't. It can't be yours. You suck.
I mean, just that mindset of, well, this song is pretty good. We've had people who've told us, like, if we just put it on the internet, it's just gonna go viral, and then things are just gonna happen for us, right?
Yeah.
No, that's not the way that it works.
It's really not.
My suggestion for starting a band, obviously, you have to write decent songs or good songs, right?
Oh yeah.
So spending time. The biggest issue that most bands have is wanting to talk about what they're doing before they're finished doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they want to make their Facebook and Instagram and Twitter accounts and start getting people to follow them before there's any content.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's just so that's just the worst. So
yeah, getting
6 months or a year a plan figured out before you start. So that's key. When I started working at the Masquerade, literally one of the most exciting parts of it for me was, oh shit, the local scene that we had in Poughkeepsie was sick.
Yeah.
Now I'm in an A market. This is going to be amazing. And it wasn't. It was awful.
Really?
Yeah, like just bands not knowing, playing too often and not understanding supply and demand. And it's just like, you can't play in Atlanta once a month for 6 months straight and expect your draw to be the same. Like, you've given them too many opportunities to come see you.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like bands doing something cool or good, putting out a good song, a video, playing a good show, celebrating it on Facebook for a day or a week, and then being like, now what do we do? And it's like, well, you're letting that little momentum that you just, that little spark that you made, you're letting it fizzle out.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you
You
can't.
have to be ready with the next thing over and over
Yeah.
and over. And it has to be
Especially
day
nowadays.
in and day out.
Yeah.
It has to be day in and day. There hasn't been a day in 2 years that we haven't worked on Left to Suffer stuff.
Yeah, you guys
Even
are
if it's
always
for 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some
Still
days it's more and
still
some days it's
something.
less, but literally it's every day we're talking.
It's literally a full-time job.
You know,
Correct.
Straight
one
up.
thing to add into, because especially I had Chris on my podcast. If you want to listen to Get Talk the podcast, you can anywhere you fucking want.
Go
Chris
listen to
Davis,
it. Yes.
that guy produces bands, works with bands, records bands.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're a fan of the Ghost Inside, go work with the guy that's in the fucking band because you can, and it's gonna sound awesome. Don't just go work with Joe Schmo, who is your friend down the street.
Yeah, don't do that.
Sometimes that person does become a great producer. I mean, look at like a Tom DeGrazia, look at
True.
fucking Joey Sturgis. There are people out there that can provide for your band like that. A current person, I think that's really great in that kind of world is like Lee Albrecht, who helps produce and now is in Hollowfront and
Mhm.
also records other bands out in that Michigan area. Go somewhere great. Like, for instance, when Jeff and I
find that person.
heard Left to Suffer in their demos, it was, oh, well, this kind of sounds like a mirror. Do you like a mirror? you like Josh Travis? You do those noises.
Yeah, you like that shit?
And then yeah, we fucking love Josh
Josh
Travis.
Travis
And I
is
was
the
like,
coolest dude ever.
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, okay,
why don't we
cool.
work with him?
Yeah.
Bingo. So then I text JT
Shabam.
and we're like, hey, buddy, do you want to work on this project? Like, this band's really cool. And they do that, and they're growing together as well. And so if you take that admiration that you have for someone that may be actually reachable, someone that you can communicate with, and at least try your best to go and record with someone, if you know, and step it up. If you like the way
It's
a
the way to
record
do it, man.
sounds, go try to get your record done there too.
And that's, I guess, like a bigger point to that is you're only gonna get out what you put in, and a lot of that is money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go and record with Chris Davis from the Ghost Inside versus your brother's friend in his basement, like, it's the product is gonna sound better, and if it sounds better, people are probably gonna be more likely to listen to it.
That's it.
It's like, if your music video looks better, people are more likely gonna watch it.
Yeah, and want to watch more and go listen to your music because that music video is sick.
Yeah.
And so going off of that too, I was talking to a band about this just the other day. They want to, you know, be in this world, play with a certain type of band, right? And they had specific bands. We'll just say it's Fit for a King, right? We want to be on a label like that. We want to, you know, play on tours like that. We want to get there. We think our music's really great. Why aren't we getting there?
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, why don't you just go work with like the people that we work with? I mean, it's going to be expensive, but if you want to do it, like you want to really buck up, like you should go do that. And then they're like, yeah, but like our guy, he's our homie. And like, yeah, the guy and the homie does great stuff and does great quality. But if you keep doing the same fucking shit over and over again, and it's not really taking, you might need to take that extra step. Sometimes you're going to be Pierce the Veil. You're going to do the same thing for fucking 10 years. And then all of a sudden you're the biggest band in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
That is possible. Dance Gavin Dance, same thing. But it can't hurt to go experiment and be like, well, we've never tried to get outside the box. Possibly we should go outside the box. If I, you know, love the way that band sounds, I'm going to go over there and at least try to write one song with that person and see if it changes my life. Even if I spend $5,000 on it and it's expensive as fuck. Would you rather do that, spend that $5,000, or have shit never work out for you?
Yeah.
Because I'd rather spend the money. Yeah.
Well, spend the money to go to the right producer, go to the right person.
Yeah.
For your
because there's
band,
nothing
man.
wrong with co-writing and working with producers. Like
collaboration is the best.
It is the best, man. It's, you know, I had no idea Josh Travis worked, you know, the new Left to Suffer until Taylor told me. on the episode I did with him, and I was like, oh wow, it's fucking. And now I go back and listen to it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see. JT helped him here. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear it, and
he helped. Just they're young and they're a brand new band, and it's like,
yeah,
he was like, I see what they're doing. I see what that they've got going on. The songs are great.
Yeah,
he was into it, and he's just like, cool. Let me show you guys my. I have
my input.
Has 20 years of experience.
Yeah.
Let me use that and teach you guys some stuff. And
yeah.
Now the band is literally just finished recording a new EP.
Wow.
And
yeah, see right there, they're just continuing
by listening to.
It's crazy.
Well, they just finished tracking it, and you can tell by. Well, I guess tracking the demos. I guess they'll probably change.
All three of our bands are incredibly hardworking. They're constantly working on their demos. They're constantly writing new songs. They're like the Gloom in the Corner, L'Exquisite Dolaire, and Left to Suffer are insanely hardworking bands, and they all have their own
good bands.
Team, but thank you, and they're just constantly giving us new stuff to listen to and stuff to work on,
which is so exciting for you guys too.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a guy like Mikey from Gloom who can record an entire album himself and have it sound good enough where you can then just go have it mixed by Jeff, who actually does help mix the Fit for a King records. Jeff Dune, go check him out. Jeff, JEFFDUNNE. Guy who mixes records, not super expensive. He will make you sound like $1 million fucking dollars.
Yeah.
He's part of the special sauce that's with Drew. Yeah, so
these guys are out there.
And
the Gloom in the Corner just finished recording a full length, is what Ryan is
That's
saying.
dope.
Yeah,
and that band's cool too.
They do it themselves, and it's great. And Lex, they have they have a few members who help with the recording, but then Salem from Bloodbather, who also plays bass, and Lex, he mixes all their music, and it sounds fucking awesome because he also works with like Poor Stacy, who's a really, really hot up and coming artist and has a tremendous talent. Yep. So, we've found these artists that are just so insanely hungry and hardworking where it would be hard to find others that are. We're lucky.
No, definitely. And we had a good question too from Dead Ringer. He asked, is there such a thing as too much posting, like where instead of promoting you start coming off as annoying? What's your take on
there's two parts to that answer. One, no, there's no such thing as too much posting. That is a myth that our scene has created. And literally all of the bands who complain about the algorithm and getting sucked and how they have to pay for this or that, the other thing, when you only post once a week, once a month, you're not even putting your page into the algorithm.
At all, because you're not posting enough.
All the computers are doing basically is adding up the total engagements per month. And the pages with the most engagement get seen the most because the computer assumes that the humans like them the most. Yeah. So it doesn't know that if this page has posted 100 times and this page has posted 5, it doesn't care. All it cares about is the total engagement.
And that doesn't mean that you have to spend $1,000 on advertising for everything that you post on the internet. Like, you don't have to spend a lot, but you have to spend a little bit just so you can get.
No, I mean, well, advertising, it's like, I'm sorry, you're not going to start any business and not pay to advertise it. Like, that's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it's like, again, I'm sorry, coming from the 90s, pre-internet, having to sell 50 tickets without social media
and print flyers. And that was
I'm sorry, like, you have access to everyone in the fucking world at your fingertips from the moment you're born now. Like, no excuses.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But obviously, if you're posting annoying content
or the same exact thing,
you know what I mean?
The same images, the same.
So you want to tell a story, and you want to be talking to them like you're talking to your best friend. You don't want to just be pitching them and selling them shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
You got to build real relationships. That's when
Richard,
I will say with that's something
all the time. He always has something.
You wise guy. That's one thing I learned with Fit, man, too, where at first I definitely, especially because looking back, when I first joined the band, we definitely we're more conservative as a whole.
Mhm.
And as we all grew up, we adjusted for sure.
Yeah.
But I've kind of reached this point in my life where, especially in this last year, where I've just kind of thrown everything to the wind and be like, fuck it, I'm just being myself like 24/7, 365. I'm not going to worry about, I'm not going to say anything overly offensive or anything, but like you listen to my podcast, I'm just having fun being me with my
Yeah,
friends.
no, it's
Stuff like
literally you
that.
on your podcast. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the key. Don't overthink things.
Just be authentic.
Yourself,
just be yourself.
Be yourself cranked to 11, like Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's okay.
Good
like
people.
you know,
yes, exactly.
I know when I'm screaming into my mic and laughing during a fucking episode, it's hamming it up a little bit, but it's fun, it's enjoyable.
But you're having a good time, and it's genuine.
And if you're a person in a band that's making a living off of music and you're not having a good time, you're a fucking idiot. Go get another job, you stupid fuck. Because somebody else would really like to do that job.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, I just don't like the complaining where it's like, man, fucking. And I've said that a million times. When I go back to work, I'm gonna be so nice, dude. I'm never gonna yell at Jared ever again. Also, because he's so beefy now too. I can't. Ass up.
Yeah,
but,
it might be your ass, huh?
Oh, he would.
And he's tall as fuck.
Yeah, there was a time when he's 6'4", man.
I know.
And there was a time where I was bigger than him, but not anymore. Beat my ass. But yeah, I'm gonna appreciate my crew more because now I just don't have any room for complaints.
Nah, especially after the last year, man. Year and a half. We're still
here's the thing.
What, you've rebooked the same tour fucking 2 or 3 times? You got stressed out, you know.
Yeah,
we've all been in it together. It's crazy.
Man, we're all here still.
Yeah, thank God.
Right. What were you gonna say, Jeff?
Oh, just going back to the social media thing.
Yeah.
It's like home run derby. Okay. No, listen. You have like the kids in the outfield who are just going around collecting all the balls that don't get hit.
Yeah.
That don't collect the homers, right?
Yeah.
If you hit more balls out into the outfield than anybody else, the likelihood of those people walking around the outfield discovering your ball is go way up.
Mm-hmm.
So every single social media post is an at bat.
Sure,
you could go viral and hit a home run.
Yeah, it could fucking happen. For all you know,
if you just hit a ton of balls, man, if you just hit a ton of balls into the outfield, if you put 10 times, 100 times more balls into the outfield, just everyone who's walking around picking up balls, your logo is going to be seen more. Your shit. So it's just like literally for 2 years straight, every single fucking day, maybe minus a handful of days here and there, we have posted every day from all Left to Suffer's accounts at least once a day.
And it's the band definitely has, and but also it helps definitely that they're putting out a lot of content. They're making music. Correct. They're constantly, which I think every band needs to focus on. That needs to be the focus, constantly putting out. And I think now we live in a day and age where putting out singles is a thing you should be doing.
It's not about singles.
Well, not solely.
It's about doing the most drops.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
So in our world, since it takes bands fucking forever to record a song, then I think it's the single route.
Gotcha.
But if you go through the last 5 years and you find every single breakout hip hop artist, the year that the 2-year period that they broke out to superstardom, Juice WRLD, Little Baby, DaBaby, Little Durk, all of these dudes,
baby,
3 full-length albums in a span of 18 months.
Yep. NBA
Youngboy. They dropped 3 18-track albums in a span of 18 months.
That's insane.
Plus singles, plus they're featuring on 20 other people's shit.
Yeah.
So they're putting their name, they're
everywhere.
Like, okay, they get themselves to this position of like, okay, we're about to bubble up, and they're just like, cool, we're going to create this 2-year period where we're going to saturate the market with our brand identity, and then at the end of that 2-year period, we're going to saturate it so much that we've risen above the bubble and you can't get rid of us.
Yeah.
2 things to add to what Jeff said too. One, when it comes to the social media attack too, like you can hit people with images and sales for t-shirts and all this promo shit for music or whatever. One of the things that's worked the best for Left to Suffer is Taylor being fucking Taylor. Taylor being on TikTok. Taylor fucking putting shit into a blender and drinking it. Just being himself and having fun.
Yeah. Like that's all he's doing too. He's not it's not like
he's just
it's not like he's trying, like it's
doesn't
just
think
him.
about anything.
None.
Don't think about anything. And that was the beginning conversation.
No pandering.
When I sat down with them for the first time, right?
Yeah.
It was like a 4-hour long meeting.
Wow.
And I told them, one, we need to change your band name because it sucks.
Start
from scratch because you don't use your social media.
Mm-hmm.
And two, we need to be posting, and I said like some insane amount of times a day, and they were just like, what? How do we do that? Like da 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 da, and they started freaking out right in front of me about trying to think about how to figure out ideas. How to think about all of this content.
How are we gonna do that?
Every band I talk to, they freak out when I say you should be posting like 100 times a day if you could. And they're like, what? How do we do that? I'm like, well, every tweet counts as one. You come on.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no, you don't overthink it. Like we have some stuff planned out and there's some filler stuff and everything else. You just be yourself in the moment.
That's it.
That's it.
Simple.
And the other point I was going to make going off of like these artists that put out a ton of stuff and then they blow up and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Spotify also, you have to play Spotify's game.
You have to feed the monster.
You have to feed the monster. And you have to, what they want you to do is to collaborate so that way you're constantly combining fan bases, creating more streams, right?
Yes.
So when you go and you do, all right, well, I'm going to sing a We Came as Romans song, and We Came as Romans going to sing a Fit song, and then we're going to sing a Silent Planet song, Silent Planet's going to sing a Fit song, and then we're putting out like an August Burns Red merch collaboration, and you're constantly then taking these different fan bases and putting them together. And if you think at the time you're like, well, every person that likes We Came as Romans likes Fit for a King, or every person that knows Fit for a King knows We Came as Romans, that's not true. Look through the fucking comments. There's a bunch of people that go, what's a Dave Stevens? What's a Ryan Kirby? What is this shit?
Yeah, there's
that
still
means
those
that you need to be connecting those people.
So many people.
Even if you get one for every 100, that's still new fans.
Yeah, to assume that you're gonna be known by everyone, even in your scene, is just ludicrous.
It is ludicrous. There's too many.
And people's attention is getting spread in too many different directions.
Yeah. There's so many fucking bands. There's so many artists. So many.
And now there's Twitch and TikTok and YouTube and all these other entertainment avenues and stuff where it's like that have taken from music. Realistically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, realistically. You're definitely right. You're definitely fucking right there, man. And I think another band that I got to give a little shout out to is I do like what they're doing is Richard with True Shot and how
fuck that band. Fuck them.
Fuck them, but I do like what they're doing with they have their
super
own podcast.
Band.
They do the React thing. They're on Twitch doing the Reacts, interacting with all their fans or new fans. I mean, it really impressed me. I mean, that's how I found out about their band. I found it too. I think it was the podcast. I was like, what's this True Shot podcast thing? What's that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's a band.
And they're unique sounding. They stand out.
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Constant hard work,
It
Richard
is.
They sound like Bury Your Dead and Fury of 5 mixed together.
Yes, you're right about that. Actually, you pretty much nailed it there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fury of 5
I tell Richard hits me up. Me and him talk all the time. Now, we met probably at the beginning of the pandemic from me seeing his reaction shit and whatnot, and then becoming friends on Facebook or whatever. But now we're friends and we talk all the time. And it's just like, I tell him, I'm like, because he questions it. He's like, do you think what we're doing is blah, 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 or how do we do this or that? And I'm like, bro, you just need to keep doing what you're doing and everything will just
just fall in line. It'll all fall in your lap.
Yeah.
Don't try and force anything just because they're nice dudes.
They are,
everyone gets along with them. So.
Exactly.
Well, that's one of those things, like when we mentioned, Pierce the Veil or Dance Gavin Dance or these bands in the past, especially, Dance has been through so much over the years, but some of these acts, Pierce is such a great example of even when they were before today, like I remember
Amazing
talking to some
band,
of the
too.
people at fantastic band, and I remember
I love
talking
that
to
band.
30 paid in Club Crannel.
Yeah.
See that band or something?
Yeah.
But they were so hardworking. Like I talked to the people at Equal Vision about that band. They were like, yeah, even when they were that band, they were insanely hardworking, and they stuck with it and did what they did. And eventually it will take, but you have to be persistent enough and hardworking enough to be able to get through it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you know, that not everything is going to be golden roses and super easy.
Yeah.
Like the hard times and the, you know, all the your tent flew away and everything's destroyed and you're yelling at Ryan Kirby in front of a hotel because you're fucking been in Florida for 3 days in Warped Tour and you're broken and you drove all night and you're like, fuck everything. Then you have times like this year where you're like, oh man, I never want to do that again, just because those hard times, now looking back on it, I can laugh at it.
Oh yeah, definitely
But
can.
you know, you have to get through those moments to appreciate when it starts.
Bro, yeah. I mean,
Big time.
big time
We've
hard
all been
moments.
Hard
Yeah,
moments.
throughout-
We've all had them.
Dude,
Yeah.
I remember doing
shit, dude.
I remember doing the death card rollout, and I was
Yeah.
homeless.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
I was
straight up.
living out of my office at the time. 'Cause I
Oh,
was-
you were. I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, well, Eat Your Heart Out got snowed out, which
Yes. Yeah.
turned into me having to cancel another thing, which turned into it. And it was just like this crazy snowball effect where all of a sudden I went
Oh, a
broke
shit
in, like,
storm.
6 months.
Yeah.
And I'm just like lived out of my office for 6 months and did the sworn in rollout.
God,
Crazy.
dude.
You know, and one thing before we can get too late into this thing, I want to talk about with you, Dan, too, is you have had an eye for talent from the start. You had Attila, you had Chelsea Green, you had Volumes, you had all these bands early on in their careers. You always had a really great eye for talent, and you stuck with it, and you were consistent. You worked insanely hard to build this for yourself. And
Yeah, it's
that's
been
just what a lot of
wild.
people are lacking these days, is that consistency to be able to put themselves in the position to really be a trustworthy and hardworking individual that others want to surround themselves with. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's been a real blessing
of
to
learning.
watch you achieve everything that you've achieved as well, and to see when you look back on those, where, because at the time, like, you know, Attila and Chelsea Green, for instance, they were doing their Static Factory shit at that time.
Oh
or whatever,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's seeing something before it can be fully blossomed, and I
Yeah.
think that that's fucking really incredible. So I just
Thank you,
wanted
man.
to
Yeah,
put a
no.
note on that.
It's
Yeah, you've persevered for sure. Yeah.
I had a lot of rough patches.
Let
but-
signing, you were
Well,
there when they
I mean,
signed
for
Let
sure
Live
you've-
to fucking Tragic Hero, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
fucking
I
sick.
mean,
Like,
it's been a rough ride, but the last like few years, like 4 years have been just like great. And even during like the pandemic, there was like times where I was like, should I still do this? And I was just like, I'm not gonna stop.
no.
I like the challenge, and when people doubt me or something like that, I hear people say shit, I'm like, I'm not stopping.
No.
You know, I just can't. You know,
I almost stopped 4 years ago.
I remember.
Yeah.
And then you came back stronger than ever.
Yeah, crazy.
And, you know, you
Like,
moved,
literally.
you got down to Atlanta, you started working at the Masquerade, and then now you're starting to manage bands, great bands, you know. And then you and Tuck together, FeaturedX. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see what you guys are doing. And just
Thank
like, you know, everything Taylor was telling me, even before, you know, me and Taylor would just like Facebook message, and we were, you know, I was just like, man, I'm like, I can't wait for us to like all sit down, like you, me, and Jeff, and just like fucking hang out, drink, you know, whatever, you know, and just tell all these stories together. It's just, you're gonna,
That's crazy, 'cause
you're
I
gonna
tell
laugh
them-
your fucking ass off.
I tell them, or people who I work with at the Masquerade, or like regulars I'm friends with, like every once in a while I'll tell a story from the Poughkeepsie days, and they're like,
Yeah.
they
What?
don't believe me
Yeah.
because I'm like I'm like so calm now.
Oh yeah, that's true
Yeah.
too. I forgot.
I mean, yeah, there were back then. It was
Yeah, dude.
We
Woo.
were all like a rolling blackout. This is before I
rolling,
could black out.
Rolling
yeah.
blackouts.
rolling
Yeah,
blackouts.
I was young enough. I couldn't fucking.
Woo.
I didn't black out back then, but I do now. There were crazy times, but the other thing is I think since we were such a small, unique, weird little city, that when we did have these major popping off moments and big shows and stuff like that, it was hard not to just have fun and celebrate.
We celebrated everything.
Everything.
We celebrated
Every
everything, all the
little
time.
victories, big
Yep.
victories. We celebrated all of them.
But you should look at it that way. You should look
Yeah.
at every day of like, man, I sold 50 tickets today. I got to play the show. I sold a couple t-shirts. Man, that was the best fucking time I've ever had.
And every
then
ti-
the next time you do it,
Mhm.
that was better than the last time.
Yeah.
And that's the best time.
That's
you've
how
ever
I
had.
felt though when I was in the
Same.
the Imagine and Bless the Fallen. It was just
Yep.
literally that's literally how I felt, and I think
Two
even the other
super
guys
hot
too.
bands too.
Yeah,
You guys
we were
played a lot of
pop.
shows.
Yeah, and it was just like every time we like pushed out all these tickets, the show's packed. It was just seeing the show packed was like, yeah, it was, might have been a little pain in the ass to sell the tickets, but then when you're on stage and you see all these people, you're like, what?
Like,
the
wow, it's worth it.
Fuck. Money
You have to
never
remember
mattered. Money never mattered.
No,
then.
me neither.
I did
Yeah,
not
for
give
real.
a fuck what I had in my bank account. It all got pushed into the band.
No, I had times
You know
I
what I'm
bought
saying?
20 tickets myself just
Yeah.
because I didn't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it when people do that.
Yeah, I always thought, even in my please don't buy the tickets. Please be real with me. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't lie to
Yeah.
me.
I would much prefer that the tickets and the bodies in the room were
Are
actually
there.
matched
Exactly.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just looked at it from the standpoint of, well, somebody's gonna
No, I
have to
get
pay
that.
this
Oh, I do
band,
too.
You know?
Yeah.
No,
And
I get that. But
I
then
just always-
once I was on
yeah.
the promoter side for too long, it's like, no. I'd rather it be legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some promoters out there who are going to be like, yeah, just
They
give
don't
me
give
money,
a
I
shit.
don't
They're
care.
just like,
Well,
get rid of
yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Give me
were,
the money for them. That's all they want.
Yeah, you were super nice for Visions and just kind of, I mean, for the most part, we were very consistent and did sell well, but there were definitely times where like, you didn't, but that was the cool thing about the competition. Like I remember there was a battle of bands to open for Escape the Fate, and then T-Look lost to the Interstate Affair, and then I was like, fuck the Interstate Affair, and then I was like, yo, Melvin, you want to start a band?
That's so good.
That's
Yeah.
A lot of good times back then.
Yeah,
We're still here. We're still kicking.
Yeah, man. I can't
And then
wait
we're
to
going
get
to
back
see each
to it.
other next month. I can't. I'm so stoked, dude.
If anyone's
I'm
watching as
so
a Fit
happy.
fan, we just released the first printing of Descendants on vinyl. ever.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we just
No
put it up like a
fucking
couple
shit.
hours ago.
Well, look at
So,
that.
there you
Definitely go pick
some
that
of
shit
them.
up.
Yeah, I can't
That's
wait
sick.
to play shows again.
I
It's gonna be
know,
so
man.
nice.
It's gonna
Furnace
be
Fest, baby.
Furnace Fest.
Ow.
Jeff, are you
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, I'm going. I can't wait to talk about something that just happened off air.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, we got I got an email this morning from our general manager saying that the Fridays and Saturdays in June we're going to be doing social distanced, or not social distance, but reduced
limit-
capacity
Reduced.
shows in heaven, local shows in heaven.
In heaven, yeah.
Yep, just
So
in
you-
heaven.
Just
to
in
June
heaven.
to start, but we have some tours in July that we just announced.
Yeah, man. And I'm about to announce some shit in
So-
October. I'm booking a tour in September. October, November.
I know somebody who
Oh,
might be
so-
touring in September.
Who could that be?
Fit for the Kings.
Fit for the Kings.
Yep, the most
It's the fifth-
badass metalcore Americana fucking folk rock screamo band you've ever
Folk
fucking heard in
rock.
your life.
Folk rock scream.
Yeah, we're like fucking Creed core. Yeah, Fit for an
For an
Autopsy.
autopsy.
The better
It's
fit.
the plot
Yeah.
twist.
The
The
yeah,
better
there was-
fit. fit.
There was one
The
time.
real metal fit.
I remember there was one time I was with Pat and Kirby, and he was just like, Pat was like, "Well, we're the better fit," and Kirby looks at him and just goes, "Well, we're the bigger fit." You know what though? It is funny though. I listen to that band
Oh yeah, I love that band.
all the.
They're one of
time.
my favorites.
They are easily
One
one of my
yeah,
favorite bands to actually listen to.
I see
and
Pat on the regular. He lives in Atlanta now.
Oh no shit.
great guy.
You moved down there?
Yeah, a few
Yeah.
years ago.
Great
actually.
fucking
A
band.
couple years ago.
Yeah, band is too good.
I think they're gonna take off even more after this next one. I feel like a lot of bands are gonna start popping.
Yeah, well, that last
Think
Fit
about-
record was just so phenomenally
man.
good, and this next one, I think will have the heaters.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be it.
Yeah, it's just so good. There was a good amount of growth from that last record too, though. But that band just deserves to be on tour with Gojira all the time.
Straight up. And we got Knocked Loose with Gojira. That blew my fucking brain.
Fuck that band too.
Band too.
They're all like, man, we were gonna do a tour with Fit for the Kings on Parkway Drive. No, fuck that shit. We're gonna go be direct support to Gojira. Look how cool we are. Ooh. Yeah, fucking everybody likes you, don't they? Knocked Loose, fucking old ham.
Fuck you guys. No.
Old ham. Ron Ham.
Rotten ham.
Dude, no, it's the coolest shit ever, man.
It is, right?
We've always
Isn't that
said that
wild?
Bobby, that's the one band that Bobby would come back on tour for.
Oh yeah, he fucking better.
He would not pass up a Gojira tour. He'd be like, man,
All right.
Because I'd be like, Bob, you haven't been getting that tour cut. Like, I'm not paying your ass. I could keep Mac up here. Mac is perfect. But if you want to come try to be friends with Gojira, that's fine. But nah, bro, I ain't paying you.
I ain't paying you, bro.
Nah, I'll give up some of my money if Bobby wants to come on tour. Like, not that much of my money, what
A
I'm
little
saying?
bit. We'll put a donation bucket at the merch table
right
for
honestly.
Bobby's pay check.
He would do well.
He would. He'd do well.
Some plants
He'd
on
probably
tour,
make more than all you guys.
Why don't you import some motherfucking plants and sell those on tour?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking plant man.
Fucking plant man. Oh,
Go to growplantshop.com and buy your mom a fucking plant.
I love that.
Yo, I smoke plant though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you got to take off because you got your own fucking podcast to do.
I gotta go talk to Salem from Bloodbather and Exquisite Delirium.
Ooh, nice. I like
Very
that.
excited.
Everybody go check out FeaturedX. Obviously, the links are right there. Go follow Ryan and Jeff. Check out Tuck's podcast. Listen to Left to Suffer, Gloom in the Corner. I can't pronounce the other band's name. Say it.
Exquisite Dolaire.
Exquisite. Okay.
Let's call him Lex.
Lex. Yeah, look them up. They're on their socials on
Sexy
there.
Lexi.
Band's fucking sick if you love emo. It's coming back. The emo revival is coming back hard.
The future is emo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for doing this today. It's been a fucking blast.
Always a pleasure.
Can't wait to hang out next month.